Alrighty, first thing in the morning is what we do when we get in the shop. You go back to exactly where you were working the day before, and the reason being is nobody has to be told what you were doing at the end of the day. You come back in the morning, that's what we're doing. We're bright here in the morning. I got my eyes kind of new and fresh, and Colton's all brand new. I know he said he's brand new and fresh looking, but he is what he is. Anyways, the hood, gonna get some primer on the inside of the hood. Colton has got tape over the holes where he filled the hood out for the stainless. Now he's gonna have to drill them open, get them holes opened up. I want him to sand off where the flash of rust is. I've come to find out Colton is a, I don't know, moist person. Like he's damp all the time for some reason. Like he's got
musty this morning.
He got dampness in his hands full time. Anyways, that's what happens when you've got the moisture. So he's got to sand that off with like a 220. He wants to finish everything else off in the inside with a 220 to make before we put some primer on it. And the reason being is he's already went to the 80 grit. I see a little spot right here I don't like. A little spot right there. Put a little filler in that. It's just a little pinhole on this side. This side's welded up. We'll just fill that with a little bit of filler to draw the holes out. I got sand off any edges that are not looking good. Right? And then sand off your rust. You're on the primer. Cool. And he's got the trunk lid geared up. He's got that all polished on the front side. He got the back side stripped yesterday. So now we're going to fix this little spot right here where you welt the holes up for the trim. We've taken off. We're going to fix that. Just knock it off the grinder. Put a little filler on it for a second. And then we're going to prime the inside of that. He's busy. I'm going to try not to tell him anything to do, what to do. And that way there, he can do it himself. See you later. All right, I got this door. We left with the door yesterday. We worked late yesterday, and we got the door piece put in, and I left it. Well, I didn't leave it there. Well, yes, I did leave it there. I didn't finish it, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't finish it, and I left it there for us to go back today, I guess. I did get the corner of this welded up, and you can see I went from this side to this side. I just welded the round rod, and I welded each side of the metal. That way there, I can round that off when I grind that off, because the round rod is in the center. This piece, me and Colton had the little competition where he put one in the shrinker stretcher and I made one like this. I'm thinking that the shrinker stretcher would have been the way to go on that. And basically, I went to that way on that side is because that's what I do. That's what I do. Like, I mean, you figure it out. If you don't have a tool, you go for it. So before I had a shrinker stretcher, that's what I would do. I would just go that way, make a pattern, and go for it. We are on air. I'm your man, Bad Chad, Queen. Jolene's on the camera, and Colton's in the house. But that's what you would do. So sometimes, you know, I probably should go to that stuff before I go to doing it this way. I'm not sure if I should make a new or not. But I'm going to cut this one off, and the reason I'm going to cut this one off is because I want to get this piece of metal out of here. I got a little bit of welding to do down there. Let's get it going. We're going to put it back. It looks good on the back side, so we'll probably leave it for now. But the next one I probably would have. Didn't forget the golden rule on that. Tacked it twice and then took a look at it. Yesterday I failed when I was making it. Failing's part of the process. 100%. I need a haircut. Talk about it, just haven't done it. We're going to weld that across there first. I want to get that done. And also I want to get that piece. Thanks, sweetheart. I thought you were just being rough with me this morning. She gets like that way sometimes. Jolene hurt her leg playing soccer yesterday. And what you pulled your what? Or her quad. I said, we haven't got a four-wheeler, honey. Pull this up. on this sort of stuff, like on this sort of stuff on the inside, you can pour more heat to things because it's harder to warp all this construction going on. When you're welding sheet metal, there's two different things going on. So I would, as you watch me pour more heat on the inside, that is the reason why, is because I am allowed to pour more heat in there because there will be no warpage. So that's what Colton has been finding out over time as we're doing stuff. Sheet metal is different than inside construction pieces. I always try to keep a hose though, because let's face it, if it's not hot, you're not going to warp it. That should stay there without leaking, I hope. Let's put this so it doesn't fall anywhere or lose it. I probably will lose it. Let's get this welded up and get started. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drag the metal from this metal's overlapped on this metal. I'm going to weld on this metal and drag it down over top, so when I grind it off, I've got more weld down below and I can feather it off. Sometimes there is a come to the edges, it's hard sometimes. I want to cut that off. Let's do that. I should have cut that off before. I don't want that sticking out. That piece there that I had here, that piece come out too far. I didn't like it. Let's get it cut off. My mistake. My mistake. That's okay. Nothing to it. Nothing to it. Knock this off. Yeah. This piece going again. I had this going like this. I guess the main thing is to have it look good. It has to do with a little bit of the structural, not a lot. Isn't it? We're gonna take some off right there. It's hitting. Right there. Pound that in there nice. I'm going to tack it back on and see where we're at. Then there's a piece that runs underneath here. I think what I'll do is I'll clean some of it up. We got them right there. I'm not sure. Inside door molding, I guess. We'll take those and see if we can't cut them and finish it off there to see what we got it going like, because we've made this piece. We've made all this. We've made the top of the doors. And now we're going to try to use the original piece to continue and finish that, I guess. I don't see no reason why not. I should actually, you know what I want to do? I want to grind that off round before I take off and do that, so it makes some noise. Before I weld that back on there. I'm going to do this. Do you need any ear plugs fitted? Got a little more step in our jump first thing in the morning. Get it close. Check out the door gap again. If I need, I'll take some off of the door. Easy way to roll your ankles on a cord. Down here needs to be grounded a little bit. That needs to be pulled out a little bit. I'm not going there right now. Just going to continue on with the inside piece, but I've got door gap. I've got enough gap to, that right there, to come up some. I can hammer that up a little bit right there with a brass punch. Your body feel chip on your other side yet?
Nope.
Good. When it does, it'll make you mad because then you have to put more in it. I don't think that did anything to that. Gonna have to make sure. No, that just give me more door gap. That's just exactly what I want. Look on the back side, make sure everything's good there. That's where the biggest mistake can go, is not checking, looking at things when you can see the other side. On this side, obviously, I'm checking for the distance in between this bad boy. If it's all the same, that's what I'm checking for. If it looks good and it doesn't look bad, I'm going to put that piece we made back on and then go from there. We'll stick that back on, see what happens. Nice thing about working in a body shop, what do you think, Colton? As I'm doing this and Colton's doing that, you can do your own thing and keep busy by yourself. I don't have to tell you what to do. I mean, if you know how to do it, you can do it all by yourself. You have no one telling you what to do. You just do the job. Basically, if you want to be that person that you can count on. If you're not that person you can count on, well, then I have to keep explaining it to you and to keep explaining it to you and being in your business.
You're getting there.
But if you don't want me in your business, basically just do a good job or do the job and then I guess placement means everything. I'm gonna pack that again. It's only holding it a little. Not giving me the true read here. Not giving me the true read. Why am I all out of shape here? I bent that somehow. I'm out of whack here for some reason. I suppose that can come off too. I'm gonna grind that weld off. What's Sure is loud, hey? Hit this again. Got it out of shape when I hit it out front, I think. Maybe, not sure. Nope, not it. I'm way out of whack for some reason. I want to knock that down some. Do that again. I'll knock this down some. I guess it's all about the placement, I guess. Not placed in there right, it won't look good. I'm way ahead there. I know sometimes when I watched the video and then I wonder what am I doing? Like sometimes it seems like and look at it. Yeah, sometimes it seems like I got it right in place, or see, that looks good. Is it too much though? Not at all. Just gonna tack it all the way around. I've only got like, let's see, 5 tacks on that. I'm just gonna go in between each one to sturdy it up a little bit on both sides. Look how I've got the metal placed on there so I can weld it, you know, or can weld it. What I mean by that is I can grind it off and make it look nice. What I'm trying to say. If I overlap it, just want to bang that on tighter. Just like that. Big job sometimes to get something ready. Oh, it's all a big job, to be honest with you. Anytime there's a car built, there's a bunch of work that's gone into it. So much more to it. Obviously, I think you all understand that I like the art side of it, or the building of the car of it. That's the part I like. I find there's the visuals are good, is what I enjoy. I enjoy visuals. That's why I like my Queen Jolene so much. It's a nice visual. Got it? Now, I gotta take a look on the inside. Get that tacked in there a little bit better. I got more than 2 tacks on it, that's for sure. I'm gonna see if it's still looking good. If it's not looking good, you know what I have to do. Take it off. Looks good. It's kind of got a could have pulled it in a little bit closer, but I think that's probably the best. Take a look at this sucker. Bum, bum, bum. My piece on the inside, this piece coming up is going good. The piece on the inside, this when I got it bent up here, is kind of down. I got to get it brought up so I can weld it on the edge on the inside. Kind of a hard spot, but I'll get a screwdriver put underneath it. I hit Jolene with my hand walking by. Jeez, I hope I didn't take you out, sweetheart. Got a bad leg. Good thing you're not a horse. I don't know, you probably generally become glue. Yeah. Well, what they say, they always put the horse down after it breaks its leg. I've got a little bit of an issue there in my mind. I don't have to weld that there, but I want to weld that there. I've got that in there. What's going on is the piece of metal that I got you see that piece of metal right there? It's running in and it's going down inside that. I don't really want to. Doesn't matter as long as I have that face, does it? Doesn't matter. Not even gonna see that's where the interior is gonna be anyways. What are you fussing about? I'm gonna cut that off a little bit. All right, let's do it. Not gonna matter anyways. Just not gonna matter, I don't think. Take a look at it and tell me if it's got a good gap before I start hitting with more weld. Got a good gap? Are you just saying that? Looks good? That's what matters. Let's do it. Back there. Let's weld the sucker on.
Weld the sucker on.
Something like that. Colton, weld this sucker on. Yeah, it's one thing to get it looking like this, but then you have to make the inside work also. I'm just gonna weld right down that, I think. I'd like to push that in a little bit. Do this. It's like going down the mountain using your brakes. Oh, it's like going down the mountain using your brakes. Just a little bit of one dotted step at a time so it stays fairly decent.
should have no problem, you know, feeling like I should grind off my weld. I'm all, metal's all laying right on both pieces. Grind it all off.
I'm going to use a little air, blow it off quickly. Solder down this side.
Just trying to do everything as neat as possible, so when you grind it off, it looks good. Got to keep that in mind full time. Neat as possible.
See spots like that? Where I've welded that all up like that, and I've ground down, I'm ground flush to the metal there, I'm hitting the metal there. I can just put a little spot of weld in there, a little spot of weld there, maybe a little bit more weld there. When I grind it off, it'll look really good. I'm not generally in going over the weld like 3 and 4 times. If it has spots like that, it does not bother me, but where we're trying to make it look good, I will put a spot on that. You know, it does not. Yeah, I guess. Just give it a little bit of cool air. Want to knock this line back a little bit. Paying attention full time is the deal, right? I mean, if things are looking good, things are not looking good, because once it's not looking good and you get into the welding it up and have to cut it all back off, then you're just want to make that straight coming down around, that's all. That's what I want to do. Let's go back to the other side. Try to switch, keep switching it up, I guess. Make sure the heat stays away as best it can.
Like I said, I have no fear grinding all the weld off and making it look good, because I've set my metal right.
My metal is set right, and what I mean by set right, I have set right.
What you do last night, Colton?
What did I do last night? Went for a walk and then
Just a minute now.
What?
You went for a walk?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I just went home.
I didn't know young people at 27 years old went for walks.
I don't know, me and Deanne do. Walk to the big park.
Did what?
Walk to the park down the road from my house, and there's a soccer game going on through that. Yeah, I just mentioned it. I was saying what, but it become kind of weird. Like, our kid's not playing, so what are you doing at a 10-year-old soccer game, right? We're just like, yeah, maybe it's not for us today.
Did a good job on the camper lot.
Grass, yeah, I'm gonna go down and do some more today.
Huh?
I'm gonna go down and do some more today, I think. Paul Bunyan needs some logs.
Not overly hot. It's going to continue on. Just weld it up for your very eyes.
Trying to make it look the best I can.
Quick as I can. Trying to feather this off down as nice. Try not to put too many hammer marks in it, but it happens.
But you gotta be careful around. These old cars are pretty dry. And you catch something on fire. Probably should have, stripped all the wood out of this bad boy.
Probably. But I did not. I thought we had enough work to do. Just gonna weld this. Like I said to Colton the other day, it's nice when you can carry something out of the basement, falling apart, looking like a piece of poo, and then, spend a while on it, and then have something, and it's worth something. I guess basically that's why I went to the welding and the grinding and making things, because once you get yourself a welder and get a tank of gas, and some wire, you're good to go for a while. Like, you can really spend some time working and fabricating and making something. If you have a car that you need to spend the mechanical stuff on, you can't do anything to it unless you have a bunch of money to get the parts to get it rocking and rolling sometimes. And that's why I always found myself going to the junkers that are rotted or rusted, is because I know I can make something out of them. And it didn't cost me a bunch of money. I didn't have to go back and forth and buy a battery, a bar starter, or get wires for it, or
Buy all that stuff. If you know what I'm getting at.
it was easier for me just to go welding.
Less money being spent, and you can accomplish something.
Like this car right here, we pulled it out of the basement. Spend some time on it, you got something worth something. And all you did is spend your time on it. You didn't spend like
Actual more coin.
you actually took your time and made it worth more money. I want to put air on that. I don't want to warp that. Not worth it. Just hit those spots. Let's get this going again.
That first initial pull the trigger, I think you'll notice Colton does it a lot, and it's just so you can see, just sparks it so you can see what's going on.
A lot of welding, but in here you can zap it to her without, you know, warping the outside sheet metal. It doesn't hurt anything. As long as it's in place when it comes time we'll shut the door. That's when it has to be in place. I'm hoping Colton will have them trunk lid and that hood primed by the time I get this done. I'm hoping. You hear that, Colton? Colton? You hear that?
What?
I'm hoping that you'll have underneath that trunk lid and that hood primed by the time I get this done.
Getting there. It's blowing it off.
So I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for.
What?
I'm not talking to him. I didn't say a word.
You told me to handstand it. What kind of game are you trying to play here?
Get it done. Come see though. See how I'm starting the welder up here. See how far I'm pulling the weld down? I'm pulling it way down there. And the only reason is, like I said before, the only reason I'm pulling it way down there is so I can, when I grind it off, it feathers off. And if I do this, if I put a spot, weld it right across there like that and bring nothing down for me to grind off, then I got a big ledge, or not a big ledge, but a ledge of where I've welded it on. So thinking about grinding it off as you weld it is a good thing to do. I also can tack these. There's not many of them. I'm not worried about those. Got to go down the edge of this door. Going to warp that up. No. Putting a little weld in where I can grind it. Nothing more, nothing less. Always check it. You can blow on it. You still don't know if it's hot. It's quite hot right now. Got some more to run down here.
We can take the door off easy to grind this up nice.
Check it with our hands. A bit. And that weld together there. A little bit down the bottom to do. That might hit, I'm not sure. Spot right there, one hit. Good thing he's got an air hose with those damp hands. Welded in there. I'm going to shut the door now, I guess. See what I got going on. What is that? See how that put a little kick in his step? Huh? Got a kick in his step? Got to be kicking your step. Good. Good. You can see where I got to grind that off. That's no problem. That's no problem. Looks good. Got nothing. Can't see no daylight in behind that. That's good. Fine line tape on the floor. That's not good. And we got a nice gap on this side. Once I clean that off, there's a nice gap going on there. We'll have no issues. Now we've got these pieces right here on the floor. Let's see what happens here. Let's do this again. We did it yesterday. Let's do it again today. So as you see, this, how that's welded in there, welded on that side, welded at the bottom, welded on this side, welded on the top of that side. We welded down the round rod on that side, had the round rod in there so I could get a nice little round curve on that if I want to, and I ground it off. That's what it looks like welded up. Let's go on this side. We did it yesterday, do it again. And that's what it looks like when it's ground off. Lights are not very good because of the window. You can see it though, can you not? So that's what it looks like ground off, obviously. But we have not got these pieces in yet. Looking good. What was I going to say? Also, look at this. When the car was built, this was the drip rail, and it was over top of the door. That's basically what went on. When it comes back to the sedan delivery, I wasn't quite sure, but I can't cut the drip rail off, move it in, and have to pull the door out when the door is underneath the drip rail here. So when it comes down here, it's flush, and then when you come back here, you can see it's got to come. If you want to take a, oh, you can't see. There's a little kick out there, and it seems to look really decent. I was wondering if we could kick him right outside and shut the door, but that looks good. I'm happy with that. Let's do this now. I got these taped up, which is a great thing. 34 Ford. We didn't do a whole bunch of damage. We didn't cut the roof in half or anything like that. So I'm thinking that we should be able to, that screws fit right to her. I'm gonna have to tape that all back together. Which one's which? I would say that's our huckleberry, wouldn't you? Huh? Now you can see. I'm gonna cut this bad boy off. I'm gonna take. You see, we got 2 screws right here. See those 2 screws right there? Got 2 screws right there, and then we got 2 holes right there. 2 holes right there. 2 screw holes right there. I'm not sure if them screws are supposed to be in there or where they're supposed to go, but I should almost just take a measurement and cut it. I'm going to cut a little bit long first. Makes sense to me. It's quick on that saw. There. Something like that slide in there. Boy, geez, that's something close to sliding in there. It's got to come, maybe. Wow. Here we go. I'm not sure what I would say about that. You can see how I just slid that in there. Looks like the trim that we had done on our house, doesn't it? I'd have to put something in there to shut that off. What? And that's how it's going to go, Russ, like that. It screws up in there like that. That'll finish the top of the door off. I'm going to have to do something there. Maybe put a piece of wire piece on that. Finishes it off, though. That finishes it off nice. All the way along the top. It's all metal. Just like that. Now I can throw that all back together. I'm not going to put that piece on. I might clean it off and put it on. Let's go check and see what me son Colton is doing. What was the primer mixed?
4-to-1.
All right. Can you show me what you did on the stick?
4 parts of the paint and then 1 part of the primer.
So you went.
4 parts of the primer, sorry, and 1 part of the
So you went 4 and 4?
Yeah.
Get out of the man's way. Get out of his way. Right in front of our eyes, he's becoming a body man. Right in front of our eyes. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Well, it all depends. I say a good thing or a bad thing. I guess that all depends what he wants to put into it. You know? A little close, don't you think? A little close?
It's on there.
No. Don't get too close. Listen, that what you're doing when you're pulling that trigger, you loading that, remember? Getting that dripping,
yeah.
remember? Colton thinks the spray gun is a dirt bike.
But I love it.
He thinks it's a dirt bike. No. Trigger pulled all the way.
Yeah.
Will you get a little bit closer? There you go. Awesome. Wipe your end off. Oh, dirt bike. You're going to give them a couple coats, so you might get the hood one. Say what? It's beautiful, isn't it? Huh?
That.
What?
My primer.
What happened? What do you mean?
Out.
Okay.
That's a wrap.
Oh, that's a wrap. You better get out. You need some more, man. You need to get it done, man. That looks good. That looks fantastic. Hold your finger on the end. Hold your finger on the end of the gun and just push the primer back through. Put your finger on the end of the gun. Make sure that thing there is not pointed at you or anything. There you go. Now try it. Now try and just see if it gets it. Keep the trigger pulled. And that hood there, I don't know if anybody else would have used it, but we got her back in shape. There's videos on it. You want to see how we done it? Alright everybody, thanks a lot for coming back. We really appreciate it. We're sort of just doing the same thing we done yesterday, but we come back in early in the morning. And when you're working somewhere, just go back exactly where you was before and continue on. And this is where I was. This is where I left off. Yeah, everything's going to work out fantastic, I think. I got a little bit of figuring to do here, a little bit of cleaning to do there. I'm figuring that this stuff will be sandblasted. We'll sandblast all this stuff to make it easier, although we've got it cleaned up looking good. But we'll still probably sandblast it. And there's a few more pieces that's got to come down, or we got to go get to clean it up and put it on the car. But basically we have made a two-door sedan delivery out of this bad boy. We're tied together at the roof. Looks really, really good how the roof's all tied in. Everything I would say is tightened up around the roof. There's a lot of little things to do to it yet. Putting a floor in it's not a big deal. It is something that has to be done, obviously, but what kind of floor you want to put in it, how much time you want to put in the floor, that sort of stuff has to be figured out. Where I'm going with this ride is where I'm going. Suspension on this thing. To know, you know, what I'm going to do with the suspension on this thing is another thing. Where we're having the I don't know if our parts are going to cost us more to buy parts or not. But that's another issue too. If we want to buy the parts right now because of what's going on, not sure of that. What?
A little bit I got in there, kind of mixed on top that and pour.
I tried to get it out of there.
Get it out.
Or dump it in your new mixture.
Okay.
After you mix the primer.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for coming back. I really appreciate it. Colton's his own man today.
Peace out, guys. Girls.
Girls.
Whoever's watching.